supporting you. Who specifically are you calling on to say support us in the national music industry?
I think I named a host of different big businesses, from Sony Music to Curb to Big Machine. I'd like to see, we'd like to see the same energy that Hollywood showed around Atlanta from Music Row around Nashville and Tennessee. So that's what we're calling on, and we're looking for country music to step up in the same way that Georgia did, or Hollywood did for Georgia. Yes.
Hi, I'm Kristen from the Associated Press. Have you heard of any labels or other country music institutions that have already come out? I know there's been some artists, individuals, but actual institutions, organizations.
We're hoping, that's why I'm here now, hoping to talk to them and get them moving in the right direction. We have had a lot of talent and individuals come and speak out, but we haven't had one big music label yet come out.
Why do you think that may be?
I think that this is new, came out of left field, and it isn't a game that they've been in before. But it's going to have a big impact on their city, so I think that they're right now wrapping their heads around it and even just educating themselves on what the topics are and what the issues are.
What do you think? I mean, country music has traditionally, been fairly conservative and such. I mean, do you think that some of these folks simply won't go along because that's where they are?
I think country music is about love and American values, and there's nothing more antithetical to American values than hate and discrimination. So I do expect to see quite a number of them standing up on the right side of history. Yes?
What will be the next steps in ensuring that they do join up with the cause? And are you going to have meetings with executives at Sony Music and those kinds of companies, or what's sort of the next?
Yeah, so we are meeting, we are talking. There's open lines of communication right now. And we'll see as this week progresses. It's going to be a very busy week here. So we'll see as the week progresses where the next moves are and where the discussions go.
So you're going to spend some time in Nashville this week?
And, I'm traveling a lot down south, so all over. But yes, I'll be here in Nashville a little bit. Yes?
Can I ask that question of Chris?
Absolutely. Chris, you can ask a question of anyone.
Hi, Chris. So the production company that puts on puts on Nashville for ABC, Lionsgate, has said that they are moving production out of North Carolina, but they haven't mentioned anything about Nashville and the TV show. Are you calling on the production company to do the same in Nashville?
I'm not qualified to speak on behalf of Lionsgate, and nor would I intend to. I'm here as an individual, not entirely as a representative of my industry. And I can just tell you that I speak from a very passionate place as an individual. I am recognizable as a celebrity, and that's probably why I was asked to be here. But I believe there are a lot of passionate individuals out there as well, and I'm really here to appeal to them. And of course, the support of the entertainment industry would be greatly appreciated as well. But I'm not qualified to speak on their behalf.
Thank you, Chris. Yes.
I can follow up on that. I guess I'm a little confused here. You had one of your speakers talking about Curb, sponsoring, this event later in the week and stuff. But then, so they've not spoken out on.
They haven't published that I am aware of at this very moment. That can change in moments, but I have not heard them speak out against these two bills. And that's what we're trying to galvanize here, is momentum against these bills specifically. There are many businesses and organizations in Nashville, in the state of Tennessee, whose core values are about acceptance and equality. We're specifically focused on these two bills and the damage that they can put out to the community. Sure.
What you're seeing in many states, Georgia is kind of an exception, is that in many cases, after bills pass, companies will then issue condemnations and threats and so forth. What GLAAD is helping us try to accomplish here is get ahead of that point and get companies, the music industry, to speak out before these bills become law. And we're really grateful that they're putting that kind of focus on that ahead of the worst consequences. So we just want to reiterate our thanks for that.
You had mentioned 12 groups, music groups, that you cited the Convention Visitors Bureau that they had.
Not music groups. I
Yeah,
didn't
I
say
just wanted to
music groups.
clarify. Okay.
I said 12 groups that were normally go through. They're not named. They haven't come out publicly that I'm aware of, but through reconnaissance have found out that about 12 groups have said that they will pull their business if this bill passes.
Convention.
From the Convention Bureau.
I mean, but what kind of groups are they, I guess?
I'm not privy to talk about that. I think we would have to ask. We'd have to inquire with them.
So these are conventions that you're talking about, or?
Yeah.
Or,
Yes.
So Bruce Springsteen canceled a concert in North Carolina. Are you encouraging artists, musicians to look at that route if they can economically do that? And do you think that is an actual deterrent, for states that are considering or have passed this kind of legislation?
North Carolina passed a bill in 9 hours, we're as we were saying, trying to get ahead of this so that we don't see that. That's not the dream. The dream is that these get killed before they get passed, so that we're not in that situation. But Bryan Adams also did cancel a show in Mississippi this morning. So you're seeing the dominoes fall. And what we wanted to do was get ahead of that for Nashville and have this conversation so that people can stand up and voice their opinion now before it's too late.
But do you support the decision of Bruce Springsteen to cancel that show?
Absolutely. Of course. Yeah. That's my job.
And that's what we want to avoid
Yeah.
in Tennessee.
I do support it. I support all the actions that are being taken, on North Carolina. But I hate to see it. I don't want it there. It hurts people. It hurts livelihoods. And that's not what we want. We don't want that. We want everybody to live the lives that they love. And that includes LGBT people and business owners. Any other questions for anybody up here? Yes.
Just from speaking with some of the legislators or getting comments from them last week, I'm not sure whether this is going to do much good. Do you think that, are you expecting this to work? Or?
Well, that's the hope, yes. I think if it doesn't, then the downfall is on their hands. Because we got out and we spoke. We raised the issues. We told them what was going to happen. So we're foreshadowing here. And if they choose to look the other way and make poor decisions, they have to then be held accountable to the people of Tennessee. Yes, absolutely.
The study, of course, would have actually, that the House Committee canceled last week, would have actually raised a lot of these issues. That was one of the reasons we wanted the study, that we wanted to look at the economic implications of potential boycotts and cancellations of meetings. And so we were disappointed with the House Committee in canceling that study because that was one of the very issues that we definitely wanted them to look at.
Who was it who... Sorry, I wasn't up there last week. Who killed
The motion came from Jim Coley of Shelby County.
Thank you.
And my follow-up is, again, the point of everything is we want to make sure we've done everything possible to put lawmakers on notice. We're telling you about the consequences of this before you pass this. As Sarah Kate noted, if you pass it, it's in your hands. But I liken it to every effort that you've seen, like Representative Clemens running amendments, trying to make a really horrible bill as good as it possibly could be to reduce the damage as much as possible. Each one of those amendments that Representative Clemens ran was putting the legislature on notice that this bill is horrible, and it helped change the discussion of various impacts of the bill. And just that's the reason that Sarah Kate is here and GLAAD is here, because we need the help of industry to help our lawmakers understand the economy is going to look vastly different in the wake of these laws if we pass them.
We've got time for one more question.
Has GLAAD reached out to Governor Haslam, asked for a meeting, or asked for any response on whether he would do so?
We have not. But they have.
Right.
That we're not a political organization.
Right, and he is not going to say definitively until a bill reaches his desk. I will say that House Bill 1840 is very close. It has not reached his desk because there are minor differences between House and Senate that they're working out. The Senate's looking at that tonight, I believe, at 4. I think it's on the message calendar. So we're delivering 2,500 signatures to the governor on that bill here in a few minutes. If any of you want to go, it's to the governor's office. I can't promise he'll be there to receive them, of course, but you're certainly welcome to be there, but it's 2,500 signatures.
And he did issue a statement expressing concerns about House Bill 2414. That's not a direct veto threat, but he has expressed concerns, and we're trying to get to the governor to make sure he fully understands. And he has met transgender people before because he has met me, and so we know that
Did
he's
he
talked
know?
with trans. I don't know, but we want to make sure that he understands the full implications of this issue, so that if it reaches his desk, and we hope that he will work with us to stop this bill from getting there, but that if it reaches his desk, he will issue an emphatic veto against it.
Thank you all.
Thank you all.